Zeus is a wooden roller coaster at Mount Olympus theme park in Wisconsin Dells. This coaster opened to positive reviews, but it earned a reputation as a rough and painful roller coaster throughout the 2010s. But has this recent retracking saved the ride? Find out in this review. Back when this place was known as Big Chief's Karts and Coasters, the park added a trio of wood coasters from Custom Coasters International in the 1990s. The last and largest of the three was Zeus, in 1997. Standing 90 feet or 27 meters tall and spanning 2,900 feet or 880 meters, Zeus would become the tallest and longest roller coaster in all of Wisconsin. Both these records have since been surpassed by the monstrous Hades 360 at the same park. Zeus is advertised as having a 60 mile per hour or 97 kilometer per hour top speed, which technically ties it with Hades 360 for the state's fastest roller coaster. However, I find it extremely unlikely that Zeus hits the same speed as a coaster with a drop that's over 50 feet taller. While Zeus received positive praise until the mid-2000s, it received near unanimous criticism for the next decade. Those who rode Zeus said it was unbearably rough. In fact, there's even a sign in the station warning guests that Zeus is quote-unquote riding very aggressive today. My first ride on Zeus occurred in 2019. I braced for the worst, and much to my surprise, it was a shockingly smooth experience. That past off-season, Mount Olympus had retracted a large chunk of the coaster, and it worked wonders. Zeus was restored to its former glory. Zeus is the first coaster you come across when you enter Mount Olympus in more ways than one. The pathway into the park runs alongside the coaster's first drop, and the fencing here is oddly low. I'm pretty sure a guest could easily touch the track if they wanted to. The entrance is also just around the corner. It's the only attraction whose entrance is located atop the hill. Zeus does not have much queue space. The line consists entirely of a staircase up to the station, so the line often will spill out onto the midway. Fortunately, Zeus usually has a manageable wait. If the line is at the base of the stairs, it takes roughly 10 to 15 minutes. The operator loads the train at an okay rate, but like all the coasters at Mount Olympus, Zeus only has a single train. And unlike most coasters that CCI built that feature 6-car trains, Zeus only has a 5-car train, so it seats a maximum of 20 riders per cycle. And that train looks weathered. While the white paint and logo look good on the outside, the interior of the train is chipped in spots. The restraints are your standard seatbelt and individual lap bar combination. The lap bar will want to ratchet down further on the valleys, so you may want to hold on to it once it's checked. Zeus currently rides well in all rows, so I recommend trying both the front and back. I wouldn't be surprised if this coaster gets rough again over time though, given its history. Once dispatched, Zeus begins with a curving drop down the hill. While this coaster seems to have a straightforward out and back layout, it is a terrain coaster, so you get some surprising elevation changes along the course. The minimally banked drop out of the station gives some nice laterals. You then ascend the lift hill. It starts nestled between the trees, but you get a good view of the park at the top once it opens up. Again, this ride is atop a hill. After turning 90 degrees to the left, you head down the 85-foot or 26-meter tall first drop. And if you're in the back, you'll get some decent floater airtime. You then zip over 3 consecutive bunny hills. These hills are very low to the ground and super elongated. The first one is straightforward. The second one doesn't really have a drop on the other side. Then the third one has a short rise upwards before having a small but surprise dip down the hill. Each hill delivers a weak pop of floater airtime up front. In the back, you get weak floater airtime on the first and third hills. The third hill even gives a little free fall sensation because the added height of the dip sneaks up on you. You then enter the far turnaround. The entrance in this element gives good floater airtime up front. You then bank downwards and around a minimally banked turn, delivering decent and sustained laterals for all. The turn starts to rise upwards before navigating a short dip downwards, but is too shallow to offer any force. You then rise upwards and abruptly turn 90 degrees, which delivers a very strong jolt of laterals. You then start the return run. It starts with a double down off the turnaround. The large initial descent is a dud, but the second drop is a sudden dip down the hill. You get a little floater pop up front, but those in the back actually get an ejector pop. You then rise back up the hill, giving everyone some nice floater airtime. You then twist upwards 90 degrees into the brake run, and this turn delivers another strong dose of laterals. You then hit the brakes and continue down a small dip into the station where you finally come to a stop, or at least you're supposed to. If you're lucky, you may overshoot the station brakes and get a second lap. Not only does Zeus have a layout with some fun laterals and floater airtime, but it also holds its speed well start to finish. You careen into that final brake run with quite a bit of steam. So what would I rate Zeus? I would give this CCI a 7 out of 10. It is a solid wood coaster. While the airtime may not be world class, most hills will pop you out of your seat. And that airtime is accompanied by a great sense of speed, subtle but nice user terrain, and good laterals on the turns. I'm very thankful Mount Olympus retracked this coaster because the layout is pretty good and now it's running smoothly. So those are my thoughts on Zeus at Mount Olympus. What are your thoughts on this out and back coaster? Let me know what you think down in the comments, and if you rode it, let me know if it was before or after the retrack. If you enjoyed this review, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you considered subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canobie Coaster. Thanks for watching.